Victoria was born in 1819, a time of great change and upheaval in the world. Her birth was a significant event, as she was the only child of the Duke and Duchess of Kent. From the moment she was born, there were high expectations placed upon her shoulders. Little did anyone know that this tiny baby would grow up to become one of the most influential monarchs in British history. She became queen in 1837, following the death of her uncle, King William IV. At just 18 years old, Victoria ascended to the throne, marking the beginning of a new era. Her youth and inexperience were seen as both a challenge and an opportunity for the British Empire. She was only 18 years old. Imagine the weight of the crown on such young shoulders. Despite her age, Victoria was determined to prove herself as a capable and strong leader. She quickly learned the intricacies of governance and statecraft, earning the respect of her advisors and subjects alike. Imagine being so young and having such a big responsibility. The pressure was immense, but Victoria's resolve was even greater. She was determined to lead her country with wisdom and grace, setting a new standard for monarchs to come. Victoria was crowned at Westminster Abbey, a place steeped in history and tradition. The coronation ceremony was a grand affair, attended by dignitaries and royals from across the globe. It was a momentous occasion that signaled the dawn of a new era for Britain. It was a grand ceremony, filled with pomp and splendor. The abbey was adorned with flowers and banners, and the air was filled with the sound of music and cheers. Victoria, dressed in her coronation robes, looked every bit the queen she was destined to be. Victoria was a small woman with a big presence. Despite her petite stature, she commanded attention and respect wherever she went. Her presence was felt not just in Britain but around the world. She had bright blue eyes and a determined spirit. Her eyes were often described as piercing, reflecting her inner strength and resolve. Victoria's determination was evident in everything she did, from her personal life to her role as queen. She was ready to lead her country. Despite the challenges she faced, Victoria never wavered in her commitment to her people. She was a queen who led by example, showing that true leadership comes from within. Her early life was not easy. Victoria faced many hardships and challenges, both personally and politically. Her father died when she was just 8 months old, and she was raised under the strict supervision of her mother and her mother's advisor, Sir John Conroy. She was raised under strict rules. Her upbringing was controlled and regimented, with little room for personal freedom. This strict upbringing, known as the Kensington system, was designed to keep her isolated and dependent on her mother and Conroy. But this made her strong and disciplined. The challenges she faced in her youth helped to shape her into the resilient and determined leader she would become. Victoria's strength and discipline were key to her success as queen, allowing her to navigate the complexities of her role with grace and confidence. Victoria's reign was a time of great change. It marked the beginning of a new era, one that would see unprecedented advancements and transformations across various facets of society. The streets were alive with the hustle and bustle of daily life, a testament to the vibrant energy of the time. This period is called the Victorian era, named after Queen Victoria, who ruled from 1837 to 1901. It was a time when the world was rapidly evolving, and the cityscapes reflected this change. People dressed in the distinctive clothing of the period, moving through streets that were becoming increasingly modernized. It was an age of invention and discovery. The Victorian era saw the birth of many groundbreaking inventions and scientific advancements. Scientists and inventors worked tirelessly in their laboratories, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Machinery became more sophisticated, paving the way for new industries and economic growth. The Industrial Revolution was changing the world. New machines were invented, factories were built, cities grew larger. Queen Victoria embraced progress. The landscape of cities transformed with the rise of factories, which became the heart of industrial activity. These factories not only produced goods but also provided employment to thousands, contributing to the urbanization of society. She saw the potential for good. Queen Victoria was a forward-thinking monarch who recognized the benefits of progress. She surrounded herself with advisors who shared her vision for a better future. Together, they worked on policies that would harness the power of these advancements for the greater good. She supported advancements in science and technology. Queen Victoria understood that the future lay in the hands of those who could innovate and discover. She often visited scientific exhibitions and laboratories, showing her support for the brilliant minds of her time. Her patronage helped fuel a culture of curiosity and innovation. she also cared about social issues. Beyond science and technology, Queen Victoria was deeply concerned with the social fabric of her nation. She supported social reformers who worked tirelessly to address the issues of poverty, education, and healthcare. Her involvement in charitable work and community events highlighted her commitment to improving the lives of her subjects. She worked to improve the lives of her people. Education and healthcare were two areas where Queen Victoria made significant contributions. She believed that a well-educated and healthy populace was the foundation of a strong nation. Her efforts led to the establishment of schools and health clinics, which provided much-needed services to the public. She wanted them to have better education and healthcare. Queen Victoria's vision was one of a society where everyone had the opportunity to thrive. She interacted with children in schools and patients in hospitals, showing her genuine concern for their well-being. Her legacy is one of progress, compassion, and a relentless pursuit of a better future for all. In 1840, Victoria married Prince Albert. It was a love match. Albert was from Germany. He was intelligent and kind. Victoria and Albert were a devoted couple. They had 9 children. Can you imagine having 9 children? Victoria and Albert worked together as a team. Albert helped Victoria with her royal duties. He was her trusted advisor. They shared a passion for progress. They promoted arts and culture. They also worked to strengthen Britain's role in the world. Section 4. Trials of a Queen. Being queen wasn't always easy. Victoria faced many challenges. There were economic downturns. The Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes, but it also led to periods of economic instability. Factories closed and workers lost their jobs, leading to widespread poverty and unrest. Victoria had to navigate these turbulent times with wisdom and grace, often relying on her advisors to make difficult decisions that would impact the entire nation. There were wars and conflicts. The British Empire was expanding, and with that expansion came numerous military engagements. From the Crimean War to the Indian Rebellion of 1857, Victoria's reign was marked by significant military challenges. Each conflict brought its own set of difficulties, requiring the Queen to balance the demands of her military leaders with the needs of her people. She often found herself in the position of having to provide comfort and support to the families of soldiers who had been lost in battle. She also faced personal tragedies. The loss of loved ones weighed heavily on her heart. Her mother, the Duchess of Kent, passed away in 1861, just a few months before the death of her beloved husband, Prince Albert. These losses were devastating for Victoria, plunging her into deep mourning. She withdrew from public life for a time, finding solace in her private grief. In 1861, Prince Albert died. Victoria was heartbroken. His death left a void that could never be filled. She wore black for the rest of her life, a symbol of her enduring love and sorrow. Albert had been her confidant, her advisor, and her closest friend. Without him, she felt adrift, struggling to find her way in a world that seemed suddenly much darker. She mourned him for the rest of her life. Her grief was profound and all-encompassing, yet, despite her personal sorrow, she understood that her role as queen required her to continue. She had a duty to her country, and she could not allow her personal pain to interfere with her responsibilities. She found ways to honor Albert's memory, commissioning memorials and dedicating herself to causes that had been important to him. Despite her grief, Victoria continued to rule. She threw herself into her work, finding a sense of purpose in her duties. She was determined to be a good monarch, to lead her people with strength and compassion. Her resilience in the face of adversity became one of her defining characteristics, earning her the respect and admiration of her subjects. She knew her duty to her country. She worked tirelessly to ensure the stability and prosperity of her realm. She listened to her advisors, but she also trusted her own instincts. She was not afraid to make difficult decisions, even when they were unpopular. Her dedication to her role was unwavering, and she became a symbol of continuity and stability during a time of great change. She drew strength from her faith and her people. She showed remarkable resilience. Her faith was a source of comfort and guidance, helping her to navigate the many challenges she faced. She also found strength in the love and support of her people. Their loyalty and affection gave her the courage to carry on, even in the darkest of times. She became a symbol of strength and stability. Her reign, which lasted over 6 decades, left an indelible mark on history. She was more than just a monarch. She was an icon of resilience, duty, and unwavering commitment. Her legacy continues to inspire. reminding us of the power of perseverance and the importance of leadership in times of trial. Section 5. Victoria's resilience. Victoria showed great strength during difficult times. She faced assassination attempts. She dealt with political unrest. She never gave up. She remained a symbol of hope for her people. Victoria adapted to the changing times. She embraced new technologies. She traveled by train. She even learned to use the telephone. She remained a popular and respected ruler. Section 6. A legacy forged. Queen Victoria's reign lasted for over 63 years. It was the longest reign of any British monarch until Queen Elizabeth II surpassed it. Victoria's rule had a profound impact on Britain and the world. The Victorian era was a time of great progress. It was also a time of social change. Victoria's reign saw the abolition of slavery in the British Empire. It saw improvements in education and healthcare. Victoria left a lasting legacy. Section 7. The enduring impact. Queen Victoria's story is an inspiration. She showed that women can be strong and powerful leaders. She faced challenges with courage and determination. She left an indelible mark on history. Today, we remember Queen Victoria as a symbol of an era. She represents duty, dedication, and resilience. Her story continues to fascinate and inspire people around the world.